Hey everyone, Dom Sigalas here, and today we're checking out XTC, a brand new synthesizer for HALion and HALion Sonic that emulates one of the most sought-after synths of the 80s and 90s that defined rave, techno, and 80s and 90s pop. XTC is a debut instrument from hardcore artist Mortifer, a passionate user of the original hardware since the 90s. Let's check it out. Here we go, this is XTC, and what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm going to play some sounds for you so that you can hear how this synth can sound like. It's a very deep, fat synth, and you can create some really amazing sounds with it. But also I'm going to show you a few of the special things that this synth has that have been emulated by the original synth. Actually, the original synth has been used by countless artists like Fatboy Slim, The Prodigy, and Faithless. It massively shaped the origins of electronic dance music. So let's get started. I'm going to play a few of the presets that you can actually find right here, and you can load them from this drop-down menu. So if I go load, you will see we have all the categories: Atmo keys, basses, drums, and so on and so forth. And let's start with some basses, shall we? Let's go for the first one, acid bass 1. Acid bass 2. Drum and bass bass. Jungle basses. These are so fat. And I would encourage you to try Aftertouch for every sound. Check out what Aftertouch does for this sound. So if you want to create wobbles and all these things, you can have full control of the wobble. Let's try one of the Atmo keys. I'm going to play the tonal noise drops. Now let's go to the effects category and try the drop. And you can hear how fat this sounds again. Let's try the uplifter. Now let's move on to the hardcore and Hoover's category. And of course, I can't go on with this video if I don't play the Hoover sounds. Hoover 6 is crazy. I mean, it goes without saying, this is the Hoover machine. If you are looking for these kinds of sounds, you can't get any better than this. And while I'm here, I want to show you one of the cool features of the XTC from Mortifer Instruments. You can actually program chords and trigger them using one key. So for example, if I go here and click on write, I can play a chord. And then if I click on the chord button right here, Aftertouch. So if you want to create this classic like chord stabs, you can do it very easily by using this chord function right here. Let me play one more sound, hardcore lead, and then I'm going to initialize XTC, and then I'm going to show you how you can build some sounds and what are the special features of this synth. So hardcore lead 1. Okay, Now, let's initialize this synth. I'm going to go to load and I'm going to go for the initial preset. I'm going to load it. And you will see that when I load this preset, I get no sound. This is because I have to activate one of the oscillators first. So let me show you, because this is where things get very interesting with this synth. The first one is the pulse oscillator, and this gives us many different waveforms, and they're extremely fast. Let me show you what you can do with just one oscillator. Okay, so this is our square wave. Then we have another type of square wave, a little bit more skinny. And then we have this one, which we can actually modulate with pulse width modulation right here. And immediately you get this iconic sound that defined this synth. Okay, I'm gonna turn off my pulse and then we're going to check out the sawtooth waves. Richer. Again, this is affected by the pulse width modulation. This is such a cutting wave. And then... And last but not least, we have the sub oscillator. Let's bring up the level. So as you can see, you can get so many different sounds just out of these waveforms. So let's create a sound very quickly. I'm going to bring up this waveform and then, of course, my pulse. We have a noise generator as well. Next, we have two sections. We have the pitch section right here, and we also have the VCF section. This is where our filter controls lie. And then we have the VCA, which is our amplitude. We have our effects that gives us an amazing chorus. And then we have the envelope. That's very interesting. Lastly, we have an LFO right here. But first of all, let's check out the filter. I'm going to go for low pass 1, low pass 2, high pass, and band pass. Let's go for low pass 2 for now, and I'm going to up the resonance a little bit. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the envelope here. So I'm going to go here and add the envelope modulation. And then as you can see, we have different types of envelopes. We have the normal envelope, then we have the inverted one, and then we have the dynamic version of these two envelopes. So depending on how hard I hit the key, depending on the velocity, I'm going to get a brighter sound or a darker sound. Now let's come to the envelope right here. And as you can see, this is not your regular envelope. We have 3 different levels, and this means that you can shape the envelope in a much more detailed way with more steps actually. So let me turn up the first slider. And one thing that's great with XTC is that it shows you where you are at any point while you're holding the note. So you will see these indicators lighting up. So now we go straight to time 3 because I haven't added any duration to the second slider. So if I add this, see what's going on? So what I can do is I can create a shape like this, and this sounds like this. Or I can make the second level lower. And T4, of course, controls our release. Let's go and add a little bit of chorus. And add a little bit of aftertouch to the filter. We also have a high pass filter. Especially if you want to clean up the sound from the low end, this comes in handy. And of course, we have our LFO. So if I want to modulate my filter, I can use the LFO to do this. Let's add some rave. And I can even add a delay for the LFO. So for example, I'm going to turn off the LFO for my filter, and I'm going to add the LFO to my pitch here. But then maybe I want the LFO for the pitch to start a little bit later after I hit the note. I can just use my delay here. And you can create those beautiful vibrato effects. Now, if you want to create those classic Hoover effects, or if you want to create those build-ups, then this pitch envelope is going to come in handy, because this follows, again, this envelope right here. And because we have so many steps and so many stages, we can create all those crazy pitch down and pitch up effects. I'm going to activate the dynamic envelope. So that means that depending on my velocity, we're going to get a different pitch effect. Check it out. See that? So I can create all those different variations. Let's change the envelope a little bit. So let's create a curve that looks like this, and let's see how this sounds. Oh, let's try a different curve. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the envelope to the inverse mode, and then I'm going to turn my filter from low pass to high pass. And then you can get sounds like this. Last but not least, if you want to load presets from the original synth, you can actually do this because XTC also loads C6 files. All you need to do is get your C6 file and drop it right here. So there you go, this is XTC. I hope you make some banging tunes with it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.